How is it going, everyone? Prizmere here. Today I have for you 10 things Bethesda should fix, or some of them maybe even remove. I would like to think I have a pretty good grasp of different things in the game, but that's not to say that it's wrong if you disagree with me. And if you do, even if you agree, make sure you type down your thoughts in the comments and let everyone know. Now let's get into the first point. C.A.M.Ps. So there are actually multiple things in C.A.M.Ps that could be improved. One specific thing that I'm thinking of now initially is the border around the camp. You know, when you place it down, another person can't place their camp too close to you. I think it's kind of a shame. I mean, imagine removing the border. Well, maybe not removing it altogether. Some personal space is fine. But definitely shrinking it so you could actually have a neighbor or two, like, pretty close to you. As it stands right now, they're pretty far away, so it doesn't bring the same kind of feeling, I guess. Then again, some people may not want to have neighbors, so yeah, it really depends. I would actually be quite curious to know kind of the percentage of people who want this and people who don't, but anyway, that's one of the points. There's also a couple more things regarding the camps, just quickly, like building menu, fixing that, and, you know, making items searchable, favoriting items in there, some building restrictions regarding floating items and whatnot. There are a couple of things that camps could definitely see fixed. As for our second point, that's going to be regarding server lag. I'm not expecting a whole lot of server stability changes to come, but it would be super nice to see because it does bring some really tedious things with it. For example, we all know during mutated events or daily ops, if you are playing against reflective enemies, you shoot them, it hurts you. Especially if you are a low health build like me, you're probably gonna get one shot. So the problem here is, once the visual white effect wears off, sometimes they still have the reflection on them, and that's due to lag. At least as far as I'm aware, I've never really had this issue on a private server, so I could only assume that's it. Makes sense. On laggy servers, you also have some implications with the Expedition Escortee on Most Sensational Game, having a really weird pathing route, and also sometimes it even gets stuck on, you know, collecting the blood and stuff. So I think I've heard a similar thing with caravans now if you're on a laggy server, where the Brahmin isn't really as fast as it should be, and if you get the speed upgrades, that's not going to affect it. So yeah, it would be nice to have stable servers. Hopefully the future will bring this to us. We can only hope, right? Increased stash limit. Have you ever felt a little bit too heavy in Fallout 76? Well, that's where a stash is going to come in handy, especially if you don't have Fallout first. And so increasing that weight limit from 1200, which is the current one, to let's say 1600 or even an imaginary 2000, that would be absolutely fantastic to see. I guess me personally, I can't complain too much, because when I started playing this game it was 400, so it's been tripled since. It's taken a long time to get here, but honestly, why not give us some more? Alright, so let's move on to a relatively interesting point here, which is regarding weapon skins. Now, the real issue that I have with this is that, for example, on a flamer, you have these multiple different skins that you can put on. I especially like the hot rod pink one, but I can't use it on a holy fire, which is such a shame. I couldn't try this on the Elder's Mark because I don't have a submachine gun skin, but there might be some other weapons that have the same issue. I know it's like different textures and stuff, at least on the holy fire, just in terms of like how it looks in general. But even if it means making it look completely like the flamer with the hot rod pink paint, I think that would be a welcome change. Number 5. Events. Have you ever been to this place? Do you remember it at all? Because I sure do. This is the location where the Distinguished Guest public event runs. I have done it twice before, for a very long time ago. If you like it, sure, but I think generally this is a very bad public event. I don't ever see anyone attending to it, apart from when we had an influx of new players with the TV show. That's pretty much the only time. Now it's extremely rare to see someone participating in this. It's a long event, the rewards aren't all that great. Even if you were to bump up the rewards, I still think it would be quite a bad event, because it just isn't that fun. So this is one I would actually like to see removed or replaced with something else. And while we're on the topic of public events, we might as well talk about fixing some of the rewards on other events, which would be very nice. People are saying align them with the rewards that you get from participating in Eviction Notice. I personally think it would be overkill if we get that many legendaries for every single event, but I do agree with making it more in line with those events, so bumping the reward level up. That would be a nice change. Before we get on to the next point, I want to thank everyone that helped me reach 1,000 subscribers, the big 4 digits. Thank you so very much. We're actually well past it now, so I really appreciate you. And also, if you're not subscribed and you like this type of content, you know what to do. Now, let's get on with it. Moving on to the next point, changing character name. So you have 2 different names. Prizmere is the one that everyone's going to see me as. But in certain scenarios, like I think when you start a caravan this also happens, but especially in Encrypted for example, when you activate the pylon, as you can see in the top right here, it says T-Central and T-Centralen in Swedish. Inside joke with my friends, I just named my character this and I cannot change it, and I so wish to change it. This is something I don't understand why we don't have in the game. We have a bunch of different customization options, but we cannot actually change the character name. Yeah, we're gonna need a fix on that, please. Moving swiftly on to our 7th point, and it is regarding fast travel block. And I specifically mean by small critters. So if you ever come across these unaggressive squirrels or chickens or whatever it may be, if you are nearby and you're trying to travel somewhere, you are going to get a pop-up message that you have an enemy nearby. Just a small thing that would be nice to see fixed. Next up, something that makes me go a little bit insane sometimes. The lingering voices after a kill. This is something you are definitely going to come across if you do Sensational Game Expedition. The issue here is that when you sometimes kill one enemy, they keep talking even though they're dead. I mean, I guess it's their final words, if you will, but like, sometimes they go on talking for multiple seconds, and it's just kind of weird, especially if you kill like 3 of them back to back to back, and they have the same line repeating one after another. I don't know if you've had that, but it's really quite ridiculous and it breaks immersion. So yeah, not very fun. You have the same thing with cultists. Pretty sure it's lost as well. Maybe some other enemies. Do feel free to comment if you know other enemies have the same issue. It's not a massive deal, but it's something that I do note when I play the game, and it does get a little bit annoying. And while we are on the voice topic, voices from events. So you have especially Mothman Equinox, but they also have guided meditation where there is a guy talking throughout the entire event essentially. And sure, it's fine the first couple of times you do it, but once you've done them multiple times, then it really starts getting old. That's my opinion. I've seen a lot of other people voice this issue, and just like some of the other people that I've seen write about this, I too actually mute the game fully because I just can't stand listening to the voices sometimes. You know, it's more on the rare side I suppose, but still. This is something that I would like to see not removed. That wouldn't really be ideal, but if we could have some type of toggle for it, that would be nice. And I get it, some of you may think I'm just nitpicking now on different types of things, but I honestly think most of these changes would be very nice to see in the game. It's just my opinion again, you may have a different opinion. Anyway, enough rambling, let's get on to our very last point, which is regarding another potential nitpick, Power Armor Fusion Core animation. So what is my issue with this? Well, most of the times I enter my Power Armor, there will always be like a Fusion Core in it, because if you have multiple in your inventory and one expires, it gets replaced with a fresh one. There is no animation for that, but if one were to wear out and you don't have any on you, and then you need to enter your Power Armor again, once you've brought one, you're gonna have this animation. An animation that seems to never hit properly if you do it after placing out your Power Armor. At least not the first time. Do it again and it seems like it's pretty accurate then, but I mean, you can kind of pick which one you want. Either maybe we should fix the animation so it's not immersion breaking, or maybe we should just remove the animation altogether. I do actually find it a bit annoying having to put in the Fusion Core, especially, I mean, imagine if you're just attending like a boss event and you need to get in there fast and then it pulls up the Fusion Core animation, boom, you are in trouble, potentially. But yeah, there you go, 10 different points that I would like to see changed in some way. Let me know whether you agree or disagree, or maybe both. Don't forget to take a look at my other videos if you're interested in this stuff, and definitely subscribe in that case. Also, if you did enjoy the video, well, first off, thank you for watching, and do please leave a like. And I will see you next time.